there, fellow cat lovers. Disney is filled with cats, some villainous, some friendly, and some filled with so much catitude you can't help but love their spicy selves. For this list, I didn't limit it to just original animated releases. I took sequels and live action movies into consideration as well. And I have scrounged up 15 Disney cats I personally love, warts and all. Just to clarify, any member of the technical cat family is fair game, so I won't only be talking about domestic cats. Let's get a move on, shall we? 15. Prince John. He's not here because he is a good kitty by any means. He's a total tyrant, that phony King of England. I had to list him simply because of his comedic, immature mannerisms. He's horrifying in a different way than most villains. He's small, cowardly, and behaves completely erratically, and that makes him a complicated threat. He taxes the people to death and throws them in jail if they can't pay because he keeps getting bested by Robin Hood. He is not very smart whatsoever, and his temper knows no bounds. When he throws a tantrum and jumps around while declaring he is king, I can't help but laugh. He's one hell of a funny villain, and I'm glad things got remedied without any actual bloodshed. 14. Pete Jr. I almost forgot that he was a cat, and that would have been a butthole to exclude such a mild-mannered, overlooked character who is nothing but nice. I feel a tad bit terrible for him because Pete is, quite frankly, a huge jerk who seems to be terrible with children from what we see. I am really glad his abrasive nature hasn't rubbed off on PJ, who still remains a good friend to Max and Bobby, and is probably even the most optimistic of the bunch. It makes complete sense that he was the ladies' man of the trio when they go away to college, and I love that for him. He certainly deserves it. 13. Thomas O'Malley. Though his initial intent toward Duchess was less than reputable, he puts his wants aside to help a lost mother cat and her kittens find their way home. He is clearly a good cat, even putting himself at risk a number of times to save them. He found them something to eat when they were hungry, and he brought them to a place he knew they could rest and meet all his friends. He really went all out for these strangers, and not many would do the same. But Duchess is so pretty, how could anyone resist? I love that he becomes part of the family once they are back at Madame Adelaide's, safe and sound. The movie was really full circle, and I loved it. 12. Kovu. Could little Kovu be any cuter if he tried? Poor thing didn't even know what playing was because he was trained to be a weapon. I know he joined Simba's pride under false pretenses, but it doesn't take long for him to begin changing his view of things. The pressure put on him by Zira was intense, and you can clearly see the other lions are starving, but he is well fed, so he actually has a chance at taking down Simba, who is a healthy-sized lion. I'm sure that caused quite a wedge between him and the rest of the outsiders. Nuka's constant jealousy is a large part of the film, but we can't really blame him for feeling passed over and resentful. Kovu is one of my favorite characters voiced by Jason Marsden, and one of the many, many reasons I prefer the sequel to the original. Gasp, blasphemy, I know. 11. Vitani. What a sassy little thing she is. It's so cute when she's a little lion cub. Although she started out as being one of the main antagonists, the second the idea to let the outsiders join the Pride at Pride Rock is suggested, she softens and asks her mother to consider it, refusing to fight any longer. It literally takes one instant, and she is the first to cross over to the other side. Vitani doesn't want any of this violence or hatred. She was just unfortunate enough to be on the have-not side of things, a decision made before she was even born. She was a victim of circumstance, and taught that if they were to survive comfortably, they would have to take it from someone else. I'm not even sorry. I love her, and I could have lived with her being shown way more than she was. 10. Sassy. My soul left my body when she went over that waterfall. I was showing someone Homeward Bound, and they say, obviously the cat lives, or you would never watch this movie again. You are goddamn right about that. Not only is Sassy hilarious while she is antagonizing Chance, she is such a nice cat beneath all the sass. The way she runs at Chance and Shadow while saying, Oh, my boys! Might be one of the sweetest movie moments I have ever seen. She is such a posh little cat, wanting her food warmed up and scoffing when it's cold. She's the definition of catitude and has one thing absolutely right. Cats are smarter than dogs and more attractive. 9. Duchess. What a beautiful cat that actually loves her owner. Her and her babies are lost and afraid, and she is concerned about poor Madame Adelaide in that big house all alone. Who wouldn't want this kitty? She's just so sweet. We never see her lose her patience, and she seems in decent humor despite their predicament, but she is probably putting on a brave face so her kittens don't worry so much. She is also shockingly cordial with the mouse and encourages her kittens to do the same. And they even share their creme de la creme a la Egger with their diminutive friend. 8. Kiara. She is the complete reason all the lions are brought back together in peace and harmony at the end of the second movie. And that is such a power move, it far surpasses the accomplishments of all the other characters. Kiara chose forgiveness and understanding to help their pride move forward as a whole. And in the end, things were a lot brighter and optimistic. Zira outright attacked her, and Kiara still wanted to save her from falling to her death, and felt terrible for not being able to save her. What a purely amazing character that shows how one person can make a huge positive impact on those around them. 7. Oliver. Okay, I'm saying it. This movie jumps right out of the gate, pissing me off. Seeing the price go down on the box of kittens until it's eventually labeled free and still seeing Oliver left behind? Excuse me? He was the friendliest and cutest of the bunch. How does that even happen? The tears do not stop rolling when he gets washed away in the rain. I actually wanted to jump through the TV and take this cat home. He was so cute and friendly, and he just wanted attention and love. And thankfully, he finds a little girl to give him just that. And it's a good thing, too, because I never would have watched this movie again if it hadn't ended well for him. 6. Figaro. Fun fact. Anyone else happen to notice that Figaro is not only Geppetto's cat, but also Minnie's? I guess he was the kitten so nice, they used him twice. I love the facial expressions on this cranky looking kitten. I can't get over the cuteness of him trying to sleep in his little cat bed, and how pissed he gets when Geppetto asks him to close the window that is literally right beside him. And he actually does it. What a good kitty. He's a cuddly little thing that seems to love attention from his owners, and he's so in tune with their emotions that he becomes directly affected by it himself and feels their pain with them. He really is such a caring little darling. 5. Bagheera. Poor, unappreciated characters that everyone brushes off but are actually so right the whole time. He just wants to protect Mowgli from the shit that can eat him, and in the jungle, that is so many things. He serves as the voice of reason for the entire movie, even though nobody is listening to him literally at all, and it pains me. Even when Mowgli doesn't want him around, he's still keeping an eye on things, and immediately gets into defensive mode when he hears that Shere Khan is near. I'm glad Baloo finally gets his head out of his ass and listens to Bagheera. Mowgli was much better off with his own kind, and once he gets to where he's meant to be, all the stress and anxiety Bagheera carried around finally starts to fade. He is a truly underrated character that needs some love. 4. Raja. Jasmine has one of the best animal sidekicks, and I wish he had more screen time. Raja is fiercely protective of her, and is unfortunately her only real friend. At least he does a good job. He may be a nonverbal character, but his noises and facial expressions convey exactly what he means perfectly. He's such a little baby toward Jasmine, and it is very clear how much he loves her. He tries to stop her from leaving the palace, but when she explains why she needs to leave, he helps her escape. A very selfless act from a very majestic cat. 3. Tigger. We all know that the most wonderful thing about Tigers are wonderful things. Anyone else slightly offended he is excluded from the introductory song? Oh well, at least he gets his own. He may be a little much, but he really just wants to be the life of the party and dispense his love to his friends, even if he doesn't fully understand how to do that correctly. The couple times we see such an exuberant character sad is so devastating, and one of the reasons I literally won't watch the Tigger movie again. Is Disney trying to kill me with tears? He was voiced by the incomparable Paul Winchell, and the energy he put into the character is what made him such a fan favorite for generations. 2. Rufus. This old cat doesn't make a huge appearance, but man is it ever powerful. He notices Penny is upset, asks her what's wrong, and coaxes her into telling him what was bothering her. When she has all these doubts about herself, thinking that she wasn't adopted because she wasn't pretty enough, and losing hope of ever getting adopted, Rufus cheers her up and tries his best to give her an ounce of hope and confidence. He assures her that any family would be lucky to have a pretty girl like her because she's got something extra special. Honestly, even the way he lets her carry him is enough to see he is an extremely calm and trustworthy cat. I would have loved to see more of this forgotten gem of a character. 1. Sgt Tibbs. This one cat literally goes over to a place called Hell Hall to save 99 puppies by himself. One cat. He is such a legend, putting his life on the line to help save puppies. Thankfully, Pongo and Perdita showed up at just the right moment, and none of the animals were harmed. I remember seeing this movie for the first time and thinking, if they kill this cat, never again. He has absolutely nothing to gain from helping these complete strangers whatsoever, and just does it. And when he's thanked for helping, he says that it's routine. So what? You just go around helping animals in distress? This cat is the real MVP who does most of the damn work, and I will never get over how unsung this Disney hero truly is. That's enough cat chat for one day. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. TTFN.